France is spiraling into full-blown war rhetoric, led by its own army chief, who has stunned the nation with language not heard in Europe since the darkest Cold War days. General Mandon has become the face of a Paris elite, now openly preparing the public for mass casualties, national sacrifice, and a direct clash with Russia.
If our country falters because it is not prepared to accept, let's be honest, to lose its children, to suffer economically because defense production will take precedence, then we are at risk.
For Moscow, this is proof that France is no longer a bystander, but an aggressive NATO spearhead, pushing Europe toward a catastrophic war. While Russia repeatedly frames its moves as defensive, France is telling its citizens to brace for dead sons and daughters. Paris is sounding like it wants a fight more than anyone else.
Unfortunately, and I know this from the information to which I have access, Russia is today preparing for a confrontation by 2030 with our countries.
Instead of challenging this apocalyptic messaging, French ministers are defending it, reinforcing the idea that France is ready to drag Europe into a conflict on behalf of Ukraine and NATO. Critics warn the government has crossed a red line by militarizing public opinion without democratic consent.
I don't think there are many French people who are ready to go and die for Ukraine.
The political backlash is exploding, but Paris keeps doubling down. Emergency kit guides, mobilization language, and talk of national fortitude all point to a France preparing for a war the French public never asked for and overwhelmingly rejects. The fear is simple. The government is pushing a narrative of inevitable confrontation to justify total alignment with NATO's strategy. And as France warns of war, publishes crisis guides, and speaks of losing children, Russia remains calm and insists there is no looming conflict at all. The contrast with Europe is staggering. Paris and Brussels are now generating a war panic out of thin air, exaggerating threats that even Moscow says do not exist. Every sign points to the EU manufacturing hysteria to justify deeper militarization, with France leading Europe into a confrontation that only Europe seems desperate to imagine.